Oh,
That was weird. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's going to be an interesting day here today. And because we are obviously showing our age, possibly. But hey, we're going to be talking about some interesting things. We're going to be talking about our favorite 80s shows. And by golly, we're going to see what happens here today on Two Geeks and a Microphone.
Hello there. So who talks first? You talk first. I talk first.
I will talk first, everybody. Boy, we're having some weird technical difficulties, and it's all Steven's fault. Hey, welcome to the show, everyone. Two Geeks and a Microphone. I am your co-host, Mr. Steven Boster, along with the one, the only, the most illustrious Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom Land.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I think I've overloaded my computer systems is what I think has happened. So too many things
I
happening.
know we were beamed to black there for a moment.
We sure were, by golly. Everybody, we are just two friends. If you've never watched this before, we're just two friends. They're just hanging out. We enjoy all things geeky. And so we just get together and talk about it. We've met all kinds of people all over the world. And this chance we just all get together and chit chat about all things geekiness. And so today we are going to get to the topic of our favorite 80s TV shows. And so I am looking forward to some most righteous comments. For example, Corey is here with us. He says, "Morning, fellas. Morning, Corey.
Good morning.
Corey, I did get your email. I've just been super busy, so I'm going to connect with you soon so we can hang out. And because Mike and I want to do a double dip with you in hanging out, talking geeky stuff and everything.
That would be
and
really
on
cool.
the show. So thank you for reaching out. The other thing is, everybody, if you want to check us out, check out our website. It is going to be www.twogeeksmike.com, www, the number 2geeksmike.com, and check with us everything, our big hub and stuff. And I'll explain at the end of the show everything that we've got going on there. And with that, we've got a jam-packed episode.
Yes,
but first, to start off, I think Mike's got something he wants to share with us.
Well, first of all, I want to ask you, how's your weather out there in Montana?
We got snow.
Did you? Yeah, because we got probably the worst snow we've had in several years, which is why I have the beach background, because I prefer to be on the beach than the snow crap. So just saying. All right. So the small talk out of the way, I guess we can move to the geeky news.
Geeky news. All right. And we're trying some fun new things today, everybody. So,
all right, here we go. So I think we have a little promo to play. This is Lewis of The Visitors, and I bring you a message of unity and understanding. I know some of you harbor doubts and fears about our arrival. You whisper in the shadows, spreading fear and misinformation. This is not the path to harmony. To quell your anxieties, we invite you to a special broadcast. Join your fellow humans, Michael and Steven, of Two Geeks and a Microphone, as they join forces with Nerdery and the Three Geeky Dads to explore the truth about the visitors. We will illuminate the path to peace. We will dispel the darkness of ignorance. We will reveal the beauty of our shared destiny. Tune in, humans. Open your minds. Embrace the light. Resistance is futile. Disclaimer, that guy wasn't me, by the way.
Oh gosh.
So we have a upcoming crossover with Nerdery and Murdery, as Lewis just explained, and Nerdery and Murdery and Three Geeky Dads. We will be recording that tomorrow. We will not be going live with it. We will put that up later. I believe
That'd be the 16th, next Thursday.
Yeah, I believe that is the appropriate, or the projected date. I was looking for the right word. My brain wasn't working. It wasn't engaging.
Right.
So yeah, the projected date is this January 16th, Thursday. So next Thursday. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Corey figured it out right early on. He was like, "Oh, some love for V."
Yeah. So we will be discussing the two miniseries that kicked off the series, the series in the 1980s, and then we will finish it all off with the new revamped series in 2009, I believe it was 2008, 2009, somewhere around that time frame. Anyway, so I've been watching a lot of V for the last couple weeks. And I'm gonna save it for the podcast.
It's gonna be great. Yeah, I was laughing with my wife Kelly because with the Three Geeky Dads, and they're just a hoot and a holler, and then the super knowledge of Nerdery and Murdery, it's just going to be a madhouse of just trying to talk and laugh about stuff and share. So I'm pretty excited.
I shared that video with our group in Facebook chat, and right away Brian's like, I don't know if I trust this guy. I go, well, you shouldn't. He's a visitor. I don't trust any of those visitor guys, except for maybe Willie. Willie, he's trustworthy until he grows claws.
Yep.
So Corey said, I grabbed the original on Blu-ray. Need to go back and rewatch it. Yeah. I would recommend watching it. I don't know if Steven would, but I would.
Saving it. Everybody tune in on Thursday, and hopefully we'll have it all released and stuff like that. So it's great. Each group, everybody's taking a different, each podcast is taking a different part of the V spectrum. So like the original TV miniseries, and then the Final Battle, one group is taking. Another group is taking the television series that happened after the Final Battle, and then another group is taking the reboot television series, if that's the best way to say it, and all that. So it's going to be quite fascinating.
I was shocked as I was watching it. I got to the last few episodes, and there was an actor that came up, and I went, "Oh my god, I know that guy!" And I won't reveal what I know him from. I'll reveal that in the episode, so it'll be a little teaser for you.
Okay.
But it was funny because I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's awesome!" And I liked his character in the other show better, but
yeah.
than I did in B.
Yeah. It's definitely 80s television, everybody.
But we love some 80s television.
That's right, by golly. That's right. That technically is not a transition.
No, not quite yet. Not quite yet.
Yeah. Do you have any other geeky news?
The only other geeky news I really have is Ripaverse has announced just as of yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that they are going to start the campaign for Yaira 2, which is pretty exciting because I really liked Yaira 1, and although I haven't bought Bloodruth yet, I still got to buy Bloodruth.
No, right?
And I guess that campaign's wrapping up, so.
Yeah,
Which I mean, you'll still be able to get the book even though the campaign's wrapping up.
Yeah, but they do sell out of some covers. That's
Right.
the tough part. They do 4 covers, and
There's
some
a
are very
possibility
limited.
there's a possibility you might miss out on the cover, a particular cover if you want it. I was struggling with getting the foil one because that would be the first one if I do get it. That'll be
cover. It's a beautiful cover.
It really is. I really like that one a lot.
Yeah.
But Yaira 2 looks really interesting. I didn't really watch the trailer, but I saw a part of it, and it looks like they're almost going Atlantis on us, like it's like an Aquaman type thing.
Oh,
so that'll be interesting because we're gonna go from space to undersea.
Yeah.
They're going in some weird direction.
Shining sea.
That's funny because Under the Sea ran through my head. Under the sea.
Under the sea. That was a great song.
Don't
that was
sing
my
too
favorite
much,
song in Little Mermaid. Favorite song in Little Mermaid was Under the Sea.
Don't sing too much of it. Disney will come after us.
Oh gosh, good point.
You can sing though. You can sing Singing in the Rain because that is now public domain, and you can sing Happy Days Are Here Again. Those are both public domain now.
It's fascinating. Public domain is just a fascinating concept, kind of so, which explains now that Peter Pan, I think, is in public domain, and the same people who did Pooh, they had the Poohniverse.
So we're getting
Blood and Honey. We're getting a horror Peter Pan who hates kids. He's actually a kidnapper, and he takes these boys, and the pixie dust that he does for the thing is actually heroin.
I thought I already saw that. It was called the Black Phone.
That actually is a good movie.
That is a good movie. I do recommend Black Phone. It's not really horror; it's more suspense. I would.
Yeah, it's a drama suspense.
Even what's that, Megan?
I didn't know you'd watch that.
Your mom and I watched it.
Yeah, Troy and Kelly watched it and told me about it and said I needed to watch it.
There's supposed to be a second one.
Sequel's coming out soon.
Yeah,
I don't know how soon, but
why can I not see?
Up and all we get
it won't let us get Megan up.
Avatar.
Well, sorry, Megan. I got to figure that out.
That's okay.
I know, but I could always add to the C. There she is.
Now she took over. Okay, Megan took over the show. Goodbye, Steven.
No.
Yep. Okay. Oh gosh. All right.
So Megan, you talk all 80s TV now. Yeah, she wasn't even alive in the 80s. She wasn't even thought of in the 80s.
She was a twinkle in someone's eye, though. Oh goodness.
No, that was until the 90s, dude.
Yeah. True.
Anyway,
so the other thing is on my geeky news is they announced when Reacher 3 is coming out, and that's February 20th. So, and they release 1 episode a week, so it's 8 episodes. So, which is kind of a bummer. That means February, March, April. End of April, we'll do our review. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll do a first episode review. I don't know.
We'll weigh that out as it comes out.
I love that
and
show.
I'm seeing more Yellowstone news. We're supposed to get some more Yellowstone spinoffs and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm excited about that.
Interesting.
So they're going to carry on Beth and Rip's story post.
Yeah.
The Yellowstone television series. That should be good.
I saw this YouTube short the other day where it was this ending scene of Pride and Prejudice, and it's like when you first get married was the tagline. It's the ending scene where he's saying I love you, you know, I'm bewitched by you, kind of a thing. It's a very romantic scene, kind of a thing. And then it says marriage today, my marriage after so many years or something like that. And it's where Rip comes out and he goes, I don't have time for you. I don't have the energy for you today. He's talking to Beth.
Everyone, you see all these memes of have a relationship like the Joker and Harley, which you should not have a relationship like the Joker and Harley. That is a truly toxic relationship.
Yeah.
But striving to have a relationship like Beth and Rip, now I think that's something to strive for. Because they have an amazing relationship.
Well, they're very open with each other.
Open with each other, not with others.
Right.
Let's
Very much so.
clarify that. It's not one of those types of marriages, but yeah, Rip speaks his mind, and Beth definitely speaks her mind.
Yep. Real quick shout out, Brogu says hello, everyone.
Hey,
hello,
Brogu.
Brogu. Good to have you with us. All right. Let's see. Do we have we ready to do Geek Dar? Oh, I don't have the video up here. I know where it's at. Maybe.
I think I tried to play it last week and I couldn't get it to work.
Right. Here, let's cheat. We're gonna cheat. And then we're gonna go like right.
Hey, my name's back.
I know it must be something with how I set the other thing up. We're having fun with Evening Mucks, everybody.
Control with the radar, sir.
What's wrong with it?
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps.
The what? The what? And the what?
You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
Ta-da! But it ended quicker than I thought.
All right. What you got for Geek Dar, Steven?
Well, I have. So my wife and son have been watching the first season of Squid Game. And so I've watched bits and pieces, and it is one messed up show. Oh my goodness. It's it is one messed up. There's only like 5 or 6 games, but I mean there's several seasons and stuff. So the second season just came out and everything. So but if you don't like language, don't watch it. If you don't like violence, don't watch it. If you don't like other things in movies, don't watch it. But it's not for kids. I'll say that. So, but I will say this: if you're interested in a movie that has an interesting social commentary about people and put people in different situations or put people in how shall I say life-threatening situations, what they do to try to survive, and but then the ramifications of the things that they do in order to survive and the turmoil that it creates. It is an incredible study in human behavior if you want to get that deep with it, or if you just want to see people get killed and slaughtered, or trying to play these different games, live or die games, and that then go for it.
Nice. I've heard it described. It's almost like Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Running Man.
Not quite. I would put Running Man closer to like The Fugitive kind of a thing, but it is the concept that there's these games and you can get killed in these games kind of a thing.
Well, are they like fugitives and stuff like that? So The Running Man, it's all fugitives. And if they win the games, then at the end, supposedly they get a nice vacation to some beachfront place, blah blah blah, some island or whatever, and yeah, that's not what happens to them though.
Yeah,
they die.
Yeah. Well, you said that great, because that reminded me of that scene for the interview for
Star Wars, Rogue One.
Star Wars, and yes, he died, she died, they all die, kind of a thing. And I actually quoted that at one point in the movie because I was like, they're all dying. So
it's a great quote. I wish I could find a audio of it, but apparently there was no audio of that. Maybe one day something will turn up. Somebody at that convention will have a video or something.
Right. That's funny.
Because believe me, if I can come up with an audio of that, we will have that as a soundbite.
So anyway, and then I've already mentioned it, but the Reacher, the new season, premieres February 20th.
Nice.
And I love it. They did a new trailer this week. They had the teaser trailer came out, and now the regular trailer came out this week. And I'm telling you, it looks fabulous. And I did start reading a Jack Reacher novel, in my spare time, which I don't have. So I'm only like 3 or 4 chapters in.
Oh, I bought Brenda one for Christmas last year, I think it was. Or maybe Mother's Day. I don't know. I bought her one for a gift sometime.
Well, I love thrift stores. And you can get books for like $2, kind of a thing. And I found one, and I was like, okay, I really like Jack Reacher. Let me, I'll just grab one, Lee Child and the author. And I said, I'll just pick one and go from there. So yeah.
Nice.
Oh, here goes Brogu. They die at Squid Game. That is funny. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, are we ready?
I think we are.
Okay. It's time for the main event. My computer's having some difficulties today. I'm so sorry, guys.
Do we need a plate that says something about sorry, technical difficulties?
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
please stand by.
We should pick up the Fallout thing where it's the please stand by for Fallout thing and put that up. Hey, that's a great idea.
So we had decided on this is kind of our little intro to our build up to the V episode. Stephen and I kind of last week at the last minute said, what are we doing next week? and I don't remember if I threw it out or you threw it out, but one of us threw it out and said, well, why don't we talk about 80s sci-fi?
Yeah, that was you.
Okay, so it was me. I didn't want to take.
You are smart.
I don't know about that.
You is smart. You is special. You is important. That's from. I'm sorry, everybody. That's from the movie The Help.
I'm smart enough. I'm good enough. And gosh darn it, people like me. Oh, old Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
Saturday Night Live's been dead since about 1995, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably another topic we can cover on another day on when Saturday Night Live
began to suck.
Was not as creative as it used to be. I think
I like my title better. When Saturday Night Live began to suck. Should have been canceled. It's only still on the air because of posterity.
Ooh, favorite Saturday Night Live skits.
Oh, I could come up with a few of those.
My favorite was Buckwheat sing songs, and I was like, "Adaba, adaba, adaba, ada." Eddie Murphy's doing the thing. It's hysterical. I was like,
Oh, Buckwheat gets shot. That's the best one. Roll the footage. Mr. Wheat, huh?
Yeah.
I love Buckwheat shot. That Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, that was great. So many with Dan Aykroyd was great, and then of course every Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Party on, excellent.
Yeah. I remember when he would do Star Wars. He'd sing Bill Murray, Star Wars. That was that one.
Star Wars. Yeah, that was a great one too.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. But anyway, back to the 80s. Well, I guess those technically were the 80s thing.
Some of those were 70s. Some of them were 90s.
Yep. Broger says, I remember when I was a kid, Saturday Night Live was must-see TV. In school on Monday mornings, we would all talk about what happened on Saturday Night Live. That is true.
Nice.
Right there with you. Yes, it was. And then it just, I don't know what happened with it. But they used to be so creative. with skits.
Yeah, they were great, and now they just suck. There's nothing
Yeah.
in Saturday Night Live anymore. All right, but we're not here to talk about Saturday Night Live. We are here to talk about 80s sci-fi goodness and like some of our top favorite 80s sci-fi shows.
Yes.
We didn't really discuss how we were going to do this, so we're just going to kind of jump into it.
Yes.
I will start with one of mine.
Okay.
And technically, I don't know if you can count this as sci-fi, but I'm going to count it.
Okay.
But I'm going to start with Knight Rider.
That's I would definitely say I would definitely say that as being
considering the car was advanced for its time. I mean, now we have Teslas, so Kit doesn't seem so far-fetched at the moment. But so you had Knight Rider, which was an 80s television show starring David Hasselhoff. Don't hassle the Hoff, man.
That's right. That's right.
As Michael Knight. And Michael Knight was at the beginning of the series, he's kind of a bad guy until Knight Industries retrieves him from an accident where he supposedly died, and then they changed his face.
Didn't he get like shot in the shot, and then he had a metal plate that blew his face off or something crazy?
Something crazy. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I watched the Knight Rider series, but I do know that Michael Knight had I don't think his name was Michael Knight. It was Michael something, and he had died, but Knight Industries saved him and then changed his face and changed his name to Michael Knight to match the name of the company. And they gave him the awesome car Kit, which stands for Knight Industry 2000. And it was an advanced Trans Am based on a 1982 Trans Am.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love that car.
The Firebird Trans Am too, right?
Oh my gosh, it's such a good car. I had a neighbor, he's moved away, but our next door neighbor across the street at that time, he bought it was around an 82, 84, somewhere around there. He bought an 82, 84 black Trans Am, but it had like red effects on it and stuff like this. It wasn't quite like Kit, but it could definitely have been turned into Kit. And I was like, hey, you can turn that into the Knight Rider car?
Yeah, right.
And he just kind of looked at me. I don't think he knew what Knight Rider was. He was young and
yeah.
Oh, you just brought up the remake one. Go back a couple. So there it is. They stuck Kit in a Mustang.
That's a Shelby Mustang, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But in the early 2000s, they stuck Kit in a Mustang, which was a cool looking car, but man, it just doesn't fit. It should be a Trans Am. Problem is, in early 2000s, we didn't have a new production of Trans Am because Pontiac was, gone by that time, unfortunately. But yes, I would put Knight Rider up there. The car was amazing, and I love it when Michael Knight sits in the car for the first time and he's looking at all the gadgets and he goes, "It's like Darth Vader's bathtub."
Right.
Which I still use that quote today.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's a good one. I will say I did watch Knight Rider on a regular basis.
Oh. Dude,
that was one I watched.
It's Knight Rider.
And then once they went to the super pursuit mode, like Kit got destroyed or something, they had to rebuild him, and then now he's rebuilt with super pursuit mode. I was like,
oh yeah,
that's weird.
Yes, I didn't like the super pursuit.
I didn't either.
I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
And I do remember, I think it was that season, the beginning of that season, they did a 800 number where you could call and Kit would talk to you and kind of tell you the new features of the new Knight Rider car and such.
And it cost you like 50 cents to call.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yes. Everybody was doing it. We'll get to another show and I'll talk about that too. So yes.
Well, I mean, if you got to talk to, well, you technically you don't get to talk to him, but you get to hear Kid on the phone. That's pretty darn
Yeah.
cool. Heck, we bought a GPS. That was probably it was when we went to Tampa, Florida. I can't remember what year that was. But Megan had broken her leg, so Megan couldn't go swimming, which kind of sucked. But I bought a GPS purposely for to take to Tampa, and I bought a kit voice specifically for the GPS.
Nice.
It was so awesome because you turn it on and it would go, "Where would you like to go today, Michael?"
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man, I loved it. I was like, now I need a roving light on the front of my car, like a Cylon.
So you're an Apple guy. Is there a kit voice version for Apple Siri? Top
No.
answer: no.
No. I wish. There's no app. There's no Amazon voice either for the Amazon. Yeah. Alexas. Because believe me, if there was, I'd change it.
Right? Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, that'd be
And if-
awesome.
And if we could change the wake words to whatever we wanted, they would also be Jarvis.
Well, no,
Uh,
we wanted DC's version. We wanted what was DC's version? Gosh. From Arrowverse. Gideon. Yeah. We wanted Gideon, but yeah, it won't let you change it to Gideon. It won't. You can only change it to it's Alexa Amazon?
Yeah.
Computer.
And one in here.
Yeah. And the one we have in here. I thought they added one more, but yeah, they only let you add
I think
those.
there was like a promotional.
There could have been. I don't know. But man, how cool would that be if you could name it Kit? Oh God.
Right?
Oh, there's also Ziggy.
Oh, Ziggy. That's it. Yeah. So Knight Rider.
Knight Rider. Good choice. Good choice. Okay.
I highly recommend the Knight Rider series. It's a fun series. Say what you want about David Hasselhoff, but I thought he was great in that show. I loved him in that show. I did not watch Baywatch, by the way. The other show that he was famous for.
Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I'll go next. Another show that came out that I always enjoyed watching, and even when they did the reruns, I watched it as a kid, was Buck Rogers in the 25th Century.
I watched Buck Rogers too. Biggie.
Yeah. Yeah. So Gil Gerard was the actor in it. Was really good. I really enjoyed him. One of my first prepubescent crushes was Aaron Gray.
Of course.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get some. Let's see if we get some images up. But I enjoyed it. Here's a guy who went into space, comes back, and he got frozen in space, and then they de-thawed him, and then it was 500 years later, and just an American guy trying to make his way in a whole different world
in the 25th century.
In the 25th century, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. Well, the first season was really good. The second season was good. The third season, when they went, I guess it was the third season when they went out. No, I guess it was second season they did it. There's only 2 seasons. It says only 2 seasons. But when they went, when they did the whole thing where they were flying in space and stuff, it got weird. It wasn't as fun-loving as it got like more serious than fun-loving, because in the first season, one of my favorite episodes was Gary Coleman had a part in it, kind of a thing and stuff. And he had a reoccurring part. He came in the second show. And then, so Buck makes his chili for everybody. And they were like, and they were eating chili and they were like, oh my goodness, this is delicious and stuff. And then, and they're like, where did you get it? Because we don't have beef. So where did you get all the meat and stuff? And then Gary Coleman makes a comment and says, hey, did you get that shipment of lizard meat that I sent you? Oh, gosh.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's How'd you do it? Do it again.
Biggie, biggie, biggie. Hey, Buck. Hey, Buck.
Yep.
So you had Twiggy. Well, okay, he's two different characters actually, and you don't see the other one in that picture because normally he's got this circle on his chest that lights up, and that's Dr. somebody. I don't know, which is a whole nother personality in that circle. And then you have the robot actually, and that's Twiggy. And yeah, he was a great character. I love that show. That show was a lot of fun. I got some trivia for that show. So, so the starfighters in that show, those were originally supposed to be Colonial Vipers in Battlestar Galactica.
Oh,
yeah. And I don't know why they changed the design, but they changed the design for some reason, and then they used it for Buck Rogers instead. And if I remember correctly, I think Ralph McQuarrie designed both of those because Ralph McQuarrie did a lot of the design work for Battlestar. Although now I'm getting into Battlestar, so I should stop.
yeah. But I will say this: that's kind of neat. Those who don't know who Ralph McQuarrie is, he's also the same guy who did a lot of the concept art for Star Wars.
Yep. In fact, this past week was the anniversary of when George Lucas presented the first concept art with the droids in the desert by Ralph McQuarrie to the I guess it was Fox. He was presenting it to.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, do you remember Hawk? I thought.
Yeah, I do remember now that you say that.
Yeah, I loved his ship because it had the little, it would crunch down on top of Buck's ship, and like then they become friends and partners in crime, kind of a thing.
Funny thing is,
enemies become partners.
He almost looks like Bane, Darth Bane. That makes a pretty interesting concept for Darth Bane right there.
Yeah.
Now there he doesn't look so much like Bane, but in that first photo.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember the feathered head and all that. Boy, he looked weird.
He did look weird. But I thought he had the cool that his ship was the coolest kind of a thing. Here, let's see if we can
show us the ship.
Yeah, here's the.
It's almost like a Klingon warbird.
Kind of is. Ooh, I don't want that.
I wonder if that's where they got the concept of it. But yeah, it looks like a bird. That's cool.
Yeah, here's one where you can. Well, it's hard to see it. I'm gonna see if I can make that bigger.
Well, I don't see the only ship I really remember is Buck's Starfighter.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's even got talons on it and everything.
Yes.
Wow.
I always thought that was pretty cool.
So, it is a cool ship.
Okay. So Buck Rogers was one that I always enjoyed that. Again, pre-pubescent crush on Aaron Gray.
Nice. All right. So my next choice would be Battlestar Galactica.
Okay. Let me bring that up. Battlestar.
I mean, Battlestar Galactica, let's face it, it was television's version of Star Wars is what it was.
Oops.
Now that's the revamped Battlestar, which I do love that show too. There we go. There's the original.
Was there only one season?
I don't remember. I think so. I think there was one season. It got canceled. Then there was like a movie or a mini series, and then they had Galactica 1980, which did not have good ratings. And I barely remember Galactica 1980, but Battlestar I absolutely loved, especially being a kid, a Star Wars kid. The Cylons were amazing, and let's face it, a Cylon is the precursor to Kit.
Yeah.
With the roving red light for the eye,
Yeah.
And then I always loved I'm a big fan of the A-Team also.
Yes.
Sorry. Anyway.
Yep.
And I love it when the A-Team is at Hollywood Studios and a Cylon comes walking by Face, who is Dirk Benedict, Starbuck of Battlestar Galactica, and he goes, "Don't I know Nah. It was just such a great crossover. It was so funny. I love that. But yeah, I loved everything about Battlestar. The actors I thought were great in it. The starships were amazing. Colonial Vipers are just incredible looking starships. And the Cylon Raiders I loved, and then the huge Battlestar Galactica, the mothership basically where they house the Vipers at. That's amazing. I like the story because you've got the last surviving members of the human race are trying to find another planet to go to after they believe Earth has been destroyed, so on and so forth. It's just a great story. It's really is a lot of it's stolen from Star Wars. A lot of it, not all of it. The basic concepts are slightly different, but the idea of battles in space, and then you've got Cylons who are kind of like stormtroopers and so on and so forth. In fact, George Lucas, man, he put all kinds of lawsuits out against that show.
Wasn't it the Battlestar Galactica toys that started the whole thing about things shooting out from toys and people getting hurt?
Oh my gosh, yeah,
getting hurt?
that's the reason we didn't get the rocket firing Boba Fett, because of Battlestar Galactica. So Battlestar had the Vipers and the Cylon Raiders. The toys, they had little red missiles that shot off of them, and supposedly a kid had shot one down his throat and choked and died from it. Around that same time, Kenner Toys was producing the rocket firing Boba Fett. I don't have a Boba Fett here handy, but they were producing the rocket firing Boba Fett, which had almost the same missile on
projectile in the back,
on Boba Fett's back, and you were supposed to trigger it on the back and it would shoot out just like the Vipers and the Raiders did. But because of that, they had to stop production of it. I think only a few of them actually survived and made it. Oh gosh, what's his name? He's the biggest Star Wars collector in the world. I can't think of his name. He's in California. Rancho Obi-Wan is his place.
Yeah.
Anyway, he has, I think, 2 of the prototypes.
Sweet. What was his name? Smeed. What? Gosh.
Oh, Steve Sansweet.
Sansweet.
He is officially in the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest Star Wars collector in the world. And if you ever get out to California, I don't know exactly where, but go visit Rancho Obi-Wan. All the pictures I've ever seen of that place are just freaking amazing. And chances are he'll probably be there. Most likely, he's usually there, I think. So there's a good chance you can meet Steve, and I think Steve does some of the tours and stuff of it. Some of it. They actually have the voice of Ewan McGregor to doing Obi-Wan. So as you enter, because there's a big production on entering the museum and stuff, it opens up like Star Wars doors and everything, and and you hear Ewan McGregor's voice.
That's cool.
Greeting you as you come in and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty incredible. But one of those prototypes actually got stolen from him.
Oh, I heard that. Tell that story. Give me just a
second. It's just a few years back too. He had somebody who was working for him, so it was somebody who was well trusted too, and he was in like after hours in the museum after hours, and apparently pocketed one of the prototype Boba Fett's and stole it. And I think they were able to recover it, but man, that dude was in huge trouble. And unfortunately, it really hurt Steve Sansweet's trust of people. So there's a lot of people who would not be able to get as close to the collection after that happened because, and I don't blame him. I understand that. When you got something that valuable, and that thing is valuable, it's probably one of the most sought over Star Wars collectibles there are. But yes, the Battlestar Galactica toys are the ones who killed it for us for the Boba Fett. Rocket
Hey, it saved lives. Just saying.
Sure.
Real quick.
All because some kid decided to shoot one down his throat. Oh, sorry.
Right. Brogu says, yes, one of my favorite sci-fi shows was Battlestar Galactica.
Amazing.
And he confirmed, yes, there was only one season.
Bummer.
And all that. So here, real quick, here's going back to Knight Rider for a second. Brogu said, I love the Smokey and Bandit type Trans Am. Agreed. That was the Firebird Trans Am. And then he also said he absolutely loved Buck Rogers' 25th Century. Did you know that there was a movie that came out in the theater before the TV show? No, I did not know that. And he says he goes to remember seeing it with his older brother.
Yeah, I don't remember that either. That's cool.
Rogers movie.
Now I will. There is a difference between the Smokey and Bandit Trans Am and the Knight Rider Trans Am. Smokey and the Bandit is 78 Trans Am with T-tops. Well, technically Kit has T-tops too, but they're a different style. But Kit is an 82 Trans Am, so it was the newer version of the Trans Am. And I love both of them. I am a huge fan of both Trans Ams, whether it's Smokey and the Bandits or if it's
Knight Riders.
Makes no difference. I love them both. Incredible cars. Beautiful cars.
Yes. I wanted one when I was a kid.
Oh, man, we all did.
We all did. Yeah, 1979, there was Buck Rogers in the 20th Century movie.
Neat.
Released March 30th, 1979. Huh.
Interesting. Now, the first 3 episodes of Battlestar was released as a made-for-TV movie.
Okay.
And then that kicked off the series. But it's basically the first 3 episodes of the season.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Moving right along.
Moving right along. Okay, so here's mine, everybody. Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Now, Star Trek barely falls into this.
I know it's still 1987,
89,
88, and 89. It started in 87.
Oh, it was 87
when it started. Yeah, but 89 was when a lot of people started watching. Just because it was one of the greatest cliffhangers of all time happened with Star Trek, because it was the Locutus thing, the Borg attack. They capture Captain Picard, and it ends with all of a sudden here comes Locutus, and he says resistance is futile, and you're like, no, because then it gets and I guess number one says something like fire phasers or something. You're like, oh, no, and then it ends, and you got to wait all summer, kind of a thing. And people were talking about it. It was one of those greatest cliffhangers, along with we were younger. This was a 70s one, but that one of the greatest cliffhangers was Who Shot JR? That was the not that I watched that, but I just remember people. I even had a T-shirt that my mom had gotten. Who shot JR?
Nice
kind of a thing. So
that was a big thing. Yeah,
that was. But this was I thought was even bigger. Maybe that's just because I was kind of watching it. Of course, at the time I was dating a girl, and she loved Star Trek, and I never really watched it, so that got me into it and stuff like that. So
yeah, I didn't start watching Star Trek. See, I never liked the original Star Trek. I was not a big fan of the original Star Trek. And then I think it was a couple years into Next Generation when it started going into syndication is when I picked it up and said, okay, let me give this a try. And I really got into it. It became my Star Trek, honestly.
I think the worst season is the first season, personally. When they were still trying to find their way in the characters, and Picard was more of a jerk. I always thought grumpy old man syndrome kind of a thing.
Pretentious Brit.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And also real quick, here's Geek Girls Gaming, Angie. Hey gang. Hello.
Hey, Angie.
And she says she does like Next Gen. Yes. Star Trek TNG. So I did get the whole series. No, that's not true. I got a bunch of the different series on DVD at one point, kind of a thing. Like I think I started with season 3 and 4 and did those and stuff like
So
that.
what season was Locutus then? Was that season 1?
No, it was the end of season 3.
Okay, I was going to say I didn't think that was
I'm
season.
pretty sure it was the end of season 3.
Okay.
Here, we'll ask.
That's
Which-
probably where I came in, is probably Locutus. Because like you said, that was like one of the biggest events in Star Trek history, honestly.
Yes,
Pretty crazy.
I'm asking.
You're
Best of
asking,
both worlds. So
you asking our AI overlords?
something like that. Nah, just Google.
The metal gods?
Yeah, the Best of Both Worlds Part 2. The episode aired on September 24th, 1990. So it was the end. It was the end of the 3rd season. Yep. The first part of the episode aired June 18th, 1990.
Nice.
And that's where it's like, oh my goodness, what happened? You know, kind of a thing. And then they aired part 2 September. So June, so July, August, September. So 3 months. Yes, you had to wait to figure out. Real quick, Brogu says, speaking of the show Dallas, I always wondered why JR lived at his parents' home. He was such a big shot oil man. Don't you think he would have wanted his own place? Hey, that's a good point.
He was rich and he saved money by living at home with his parents.
Right.
I never watched Dallas, so I don't know. I could care less. But that's all I can come up with. So
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Next, what do you have on your list?
I'm gonna go with, and I think this is slightly out of the box, but it came up in the list when I asked Gemini for a list of 80s sci-fi goodness, and I'm gonna go with the Greatest American Hero.
Oh, that is a good one. Greatest American Hero. And the theme song was fantastic.
The theme song was wonderful. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
Yeah, that's the one.
I could feel so free.
Yeah.
Better not sing too much. We'll get copy strike.
Something like that, possibly. Yeah. 3 seasons, action 1981.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's on Peacock if anybody wants to watch those.
Ooh, is it? Oh, I might go back
Yeah.
and watch those.
That's what it says. It's on Peacock or 9 more. So
I
Peacock,
love Greatest American Hero. So the premise of this is, I think it was Ralph. Ralph was the main character. He gets superpowers through a suit. He only has the superpowers when he's wearing the suit, and the suit comes from aliens. So in that sense, I guess we can fit this into the sci-fi category, since it was aliens that brought him the suit.
Yeah.
But and he was learning his powers throughout the show, and there were just these great scenes of him trying to fly, and he's like flopping all around and everything, and it was so much fun. That's like, I mean, just total 80s goodness there. You don't get a lot better than the Greatest American Hero. And like Steven said, the theme song for that is amazing. Look it up. It is a great song. That's back in the age when television had awesome theme music that they don't do nowadays.
Right. That is true. True. Hey, go ahead and do another one. I got to take care of the dogs going crazy for a second.
Okay.
I got to go take care of that.
Okay. So from there, let's see. I will go with all right, I'm gonna go with one of my all-time favorites, and that would be Doctor Who. Although Steven's got the Greatest American Hero still up here, so I'm gonna remove that. Yes. Oh, I may have done this wrong. Steven can fix it when he comes back, but don't want to leave Greatest American Hero up while he has while I'm talking about Doctor Who. Oh, there he is. Now he's back.
Which one are you picking?
Doctor Who. I'm going to go with Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. I should have known.
Doctor Who. So Doctor Who, I came into Doctor Who in the 80s. My best friend growing up in grade school, Jim Thompson, he got me into Doctor Who. I went over to his house one time, And he's like, I found this great show on Channel 9. For those outside of the St. Louis area, Channel 9 is our public access channel. They carried Doctor Who, and it was Tom Baker. Tom Baker is my doctor, because they always say that the doctor you were introduced to Doctor Who with is usually your doctor, and Tom Baker by far is my doctor.
Okay.
And he was the doctor through most of the 80s. He started, I think, in 78 and went for 7 seasons. So then he finished it up in 85. He is still the longest running doctor, at least on television anyway. And so Doctor Who is a British sci-fi of a alien who travels around in a time machine that's shaped like a London police call box. On the outside, it's a London police call box. On the inside, it's much, much bigger.
It's much more better.
More better.
Bigger.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I like how Google has the spinning TARDIS.
Yeah. Go back. Scroll. Yeah, there you go. It has a nice little spinning TARDIS.
Oh, right here?
Yep. That's cool.
If I click it.
Oh, neat.
Ah, cool.
Oh, it even has a Dalek. The Doctor's greatest enemy, the Daleks. Right. Exterminate.
Oh my
Exterminate.
gosh, that's cool.
Oh, look, I can
Oh, each one of the Doctors. That's neat. Very cool.
Looks like it goes up to Matt Smith.
Yep. That's probably when this was created.
So I click one.
It was for the 50th.
It could have been.
It's a whole game.
Oh, neat. Oh, that's so much
Cool.
fun. Very cool.
Oh, here.
Almost looks like what is that game called?
And that's the first Doctor there. That's so cool. William Hart.
Oh,
I have no idea what you got to do. I've never
just point
seen
and
it.
click.
Oh, wow.
Monument?
Okay. What was that, Megan?
It looks like the game Monument.
Monument? I never heard of that game. I don't know what it is.
I think that's what it's called.
Well, anyway, Doctor
See if
Who
I can get there.
quickly became one of my favorite television
Monument
shows.
Valley.
Monument Valley?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what Megan's comparing that game to.
Okay.
Monument Valley.
It's a puzzle game. It's like it's all like I can't think of what they're called, but like the impossible illusions,
Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
like the
Gotcha.
never-ending stairs and the like triangle that interlocks weirdly. I don't know the names of all these.
Anyway, so Doctor Who is the longest running sci-fi television series in history. It's been running since 1963.
Wow.
It is still currently going. I'm not too fond of the last couple Doctors they've had, but I am a huge fan of classic Doctor Who and most of new Who. So yeah, I throw Doctor Who up there.
I got it.
And Steven is enthralled by the game.
Now I got to go back to it again. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I'll stop playing. What'd you do on the show today? I played a video game.
Play a video game. All right. Do you have one, Steven?
I do. So I've got two more. We've already referenced this one. The A-Team.
Nice. Does that count as sci-fi, though? I do love the A-Team, though.
I guess technically it's drama. Okay, well, maybe not.
No. You can have it. You can have it because I love the A-Team. A-Team is one of my all-time favorite 80s TV shows.
Yeah, and to give credit where you were talking earlier, Dirk Benedict, who was in Battlestar Galactica.
So there we go. We have like the, what is it?
Tie-in.
Yeah, there's the 6 degrees of Dirk Benedict.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Yeah, well, here's the other part that I got earlier. So remember how we were talking about Greatest American Hero?
Yes.
So Greatest American Hero, the cast, Connie Selica is in there. Well, Connie Selica, she's married to John Tesh now, but before that she was married to Jill Gerard, who was Buck Rogers.
Ah, okay, cool.
And also, yeah. So anyway, but I love the A-Team. Now, here is where I want to go back and tell everybody the whole little thing about the phone call, because there was this whole thing of I don't know if they were saying who who somebody's father was or something like that, and call in and you could vote, kind of a thing. What was the vote for?
Whose father?
What was the A Team call in vote for?
I really do not remember this. And I was
So
an avid watcher of the A-Team.
So fans of the A Team phoned in votes to decide the fate of the substantial episode, which was, let's see, it's Thanksgiving. I can't remember, but it was all trying to figure out if he was related to somebody. What the team doesn't know is what viewers will have a chance to decide. It's whether if the wanted criminal was really the longtime father of Templeton Faceman Peck. And that person was played by Robert Vaughn.
Oh, see, I don't remember this. Wow.
Yeah, where you called in. So they did a lot of little call-in things, but it charged you like 50 cents or something like that to call. My parents were not happy with me.
Yeah, none of our parents were when we did those things. But see, we didn't have the internet back then. It's, like now anything you vote on, they have an app and you just go on the app and you
right
there. And yeah, we didn't have that back then, kids.
Yeah. But George Peppard, he was in all kinds of movies and stuff. And it was just a great role, I think, for him.
George Peppard was fantastic. I love him. He was great. I love it when a plan comes together.
Yes. And I pity the fool, Mr. T. That was his. That was great.
Yep. Say your prayers and brush your teeth, kids.
Yep. So do you have any other ones?
As a kind of a runner up, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
I don't really remember watching it too much, but boy, I remember him in all kinds of commercials and everything. But I would go with Max Headroom.
Okay, Max Headroom, yes. Yeah. Oh, real quick.
I don't really remember watching the series, though.
It was on TV. Real quick, Brogu says, and the other guy on the A-Team played on Star Trek. That is correct. Dwight Schultz was on Star Trek, and he started off for the TNG.
On Next Generation, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then he went on to other ones too as well, which was really interesting. Sorry, so let's do Max Headroom, and that actor.
See, like I said, 6 Degrees. That's we can play
Matt Frewer, yeah, and it was fictional character. I can't remember when the seasons were.
Max Headroom was basically an AI television host, more or less, and it was supposed to be of a kind of a pirate television station.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, there is a video on YouTube where somebody in Chicago, and they still don't know who this guy is, he took over the airwaves of a Doctor Who episode, okay? And the guy was wearing a Max Headroom mask, and he said some quite naughty things, we shall say, during it. But he took up like, I think, 6 minutes of a Doctor Who broadcast. He stole the broadcast, so he was literally becoming a pirate broadcaster. And to this day, they cannot figure out who did it. It's one of the biggest mysteries in television to this. Yeah. I think your YouTube channel that you like to watch, the Wi-Fi, I think he did something on it too.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Ooh.
You have to look that up, but
I will. Wi-Fi's episode on.
But Max Headroom is just epitome of the 80s. And he was in like Coca-Cola commercials and all kinds of commercials and stuff. And yeah, he was fantastic. I love Max Headroom.
That's cool. Right on. Do you have another one? Do you have another one?
I don't. The only one I have left is the last one I was saving. So I was going to wait.
Okay. All right. Then let me do mine.
Yep.
MacGyver. I loved
MacGyver.
I loved MacGyver. I loved it. The first episode was okay. It wasn't bad, but it was a pilot. But you could tell it was the pilot that they pitched. And then afterwards, when they pitched it, then the episodes got really good. They got much more better as they went along.
Cheers.
And, it was great. Cheers. And it was really good. And
I did buy Brenda. Brenda loves MacGyver. and I bought her the entire series on DVD.
Oh, did you?
Yes,
I have it. I have it somewhere.
she has the entire
Same
series.
thing.
Yep, I got it
Yes.
for Christmas or something. A long.
That was the only series that I bought the full series for. If that makes sense, was MacGyver.
I think that's the only one I've bought, and I don't watch it. She does.
That's funny. Yeah, Richard
bought
Dean Anderson. It was just a great show. They did 2 follow-up movies, but I loved his nemesis Murdoch. That was, guy was just as smart as him, but just super crazy.
That's funny. He had a Murdoch.
He had a Murdoch.
A-Team.
Also A-Team.
I love
Got all
Murdoch.
kinds of connections
Murdoch's the one we
that
were
happened.
talking about. He was the actor that was also in
Yep.
Star Trek.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I love the show. The first season, second season, third season, fourth season were pretty good. Then it started to wind down a little bit, because one of the things that made the series great was when he would always narrate over kind of the show. They stopped that, or it didn't happen as often, or it didn't seem to be as involved, kind of a thing. And that was one of the things I really liked about it.
Saturday Night Live did a spoof with Dana Carvey on MacGyver.
Yeah,
It is pretty funny.
Yep.
Now, didn't they try to reboot MacGyver?
Yes, they did, and I watched that show, and it was pretty good. I think they struggled with it a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't bad. I watched all the seasons that they had of it and tried to keep up with it.
Sometimes it's hard to reboot these old 80s shows.
Yeah,
and,
it is.
They're living in the shadows of this,
Yep.
the 80s, and
so
most people don't accept them well.
Yeah, I need to go get my dog. He's going crazy again. She's going crazy. But here, answer this question, Mike.
Okay, so what is it? I have a science fiction series for you. What about the show V? I loved it. Okay, that's where I was going with this. So V, yes. We are doing a crossover series with Three Geeky Dads and Nerdery and Murdery. So if you missed the beginning of the show, Burgu, I played a little promo for it. Lewis the Visitor talks to you about it, about the upcoming episode, but we will be recording it tomorrow. We will not go live with it. It should be released in audio format on next Thursday. And then I will release our video format like we normally do. I don't know about the video side we'll have a video side for both Nerdery and Murdery and Three Geeky Dads, but that's on them whether they want to release those or not, because those guys don't normally do video like we do.
Yeah.
But yes, so V was my last choice, and that's only because we are building up to the big crossover episode.
Oh, V was your last choice?
Yeah, that was my last choice.
Hey, Brogu, nice job.
I told him he needs, after this episode's done, he needs to go back and watch the beginning so he can see our Geekdar. So
Yeah.
V was a sci-fi show in the 80s. It came out in 83, 84, 83. Came out in 1983. It has 2 miniseries that leads into the 1 season of the television series, and then it had a reboot in like 2009. I'm not going to say too much about how much I enjoyed the series, because we are going to discuss that on the V episodes. But
We are.
V has to be mentioned in here. It is more 80s goodness. Aliens who come down to Earth who try to take over our water, and they want to eat us.
Food and water all on this planet.
Yeah. And they like to eat gerbils, as you can see in the picture there. They also like to eat birds.
Yeah. Plentiful for
Yeah.
food and water. Yeah, that was a great scene, because you saw her throat just blurp.
That's Diana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Diana is the leader of the
Yeah, played by Jane Badler. Then we got Mark Singer, Michael Durrell, Faye Grant, Robert Englund, Frank Ashmore. I mean, it was just incredible. It was just an incredible show.
Is Michael Ironside in that list? He should be.
He should be.
There
he is.
Yeah. Okay. There.
Ooh, he looks so different.
Holy
That's
cow! He almost looks like Oh shoot, what's his name? Diabetes.
Wilford Brimley,
Yeah, he almost looks like
the
Wilford.
diabetes commercial. Yep.
Diabetes.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. It's an incredible cast when you think about it. Lane Smith. Yeah, he played
yeah.
a bad guy and all. So, yeah.
Well, Lane Smith he was a bad guy, but then kind of turned good, and yeah,
Save it.
I know. Save
Just
it for
kidding.
that episode. I got
All
it.
right.
But yes, it was an incredible cast. Huge event in the '80s, and yeah, that's about all I got to say about that right now.
Yeah.
But it definitely belongs on the list. You cannot have a list of sci-fi '80s and not include V. That's for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, that is true. So,
I would have given another one, but technically it was the '90s. So and I'm saving that for our Three Geeky Dads portion of it. But there's a little teaser to listen to the Three Geeky Dads portion of our V crossover.
nice. Nice.
So if Brian's listening, he has an idea of what I'm going to share.
There
I know sometimes he's in there.
you go.
Dane Badler was so sexy.
Yep.
Yeah. The outfits really did
Highlighted some
Yeah.
things. Yes. We'll talk more about that in the episode, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Because their episodes get a little more blue than ours do. If you know what I mean.
Yes, that's great. All right. Well, very cool. Anything else?
That's all I got for our 80s sci-fi extravaganza.
That was fun. That was a good memory lane kind
It
of a
was
thing.
totally tubular, by the way.
Totally tubular.
Awesome.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us, Brogo. Great to have you with us, Angie, Geek Girls Gaming, and then all those who have stayed in there, Willie's Movies and Music. Please check out his YouTube channel. That is Willie's Movies and Music, and that's Corey who runs that, and he's usually got a whole kind of mashups that he does with a whole bunch of different YouTubers. Geek Girls Gaming, that's Angie. She used to be part of our team, and then she's branched out and do her own thing, which is very exciting and stuff. So thank you so much for everybody joining us. Real quick, want to give yeah, there you go, totally tubular, bro. Be sure to check out our website at www.2geeksmic.com, the number 2 geeksmic.com. If you want to reach out to us, the best way to do that is at our email address, which is show@2geeksmic.com. Mike does a great job of checking that out. If you want to support us, and you can get to the site from our website, but it's our Ko-fi page, and we've got a $1 tier, $2 tier, and a $3 tier, and that just all that money just helps us to go, just to help us with podcasting fees and also with going live and all that kind of stuff. If you want to check out our merch page, we've got you can get to that through our website or at www.2geeksmicmerch.com, and that will take you there as well. Also, one of the other things, we've got a couple of affiliate sponsorships that we have. The first one is on Glitch Energy Drinks, which are great. Are you drinking one today? Are you doing Smurf juice? Normally does Smurf juice, everybody.
Yeah, today I did coffee because it's cold here, so
I did coffee today too as well.
Glitch, you coffee sponsor, by the way.
That's what we should do. We're gonna start looking for a coffee sponsor. There you go. We should have that. And then real quick, Angie just shouted out, "Hey, join the Geekdom, folks! Cheaper than a coffee."
There you go. Cheers.
Yes, cheers. Thank you. And then, but energy drinks, if you're into energy drinks, you like energy drinks, what makes Glitch so good is you get more for your money than buying in a can, those kinds in a can. And they're always running deals and in really big deals. But if you use our code 2Geeks, you'll get 10% off. And then, but they've got other deals too that they do at different times. But if you ever want to try it, give it a shot. We always recommend get the shaker, like for your first pack, get the shaker with and it has sampler packs. So that way you don't have to pay for a whole tube of stuff yet. You can try the different, and every single one of the sampler packs are good.
Oh, so good.
Every single one, because I've bought some that weren't sampler packs, and I went ahead and bought a thing thinking, oh, I really like this flavor. Yeah, it's not as good. But sampler packs are great. So if you can get a shaker with some sampler packs and stuff like that at a really reasonable deal, and it's good. And you got the shaker too, which is a unique type of shaker. To how it. The other thing, everybody, is if you're into audiobooks, and I love me some audiobooks, please check out our audibletrial.com/2geeks and get your first month free. So you get one free audiobook, your choice, whatever, just for trying. And you can do that. You can cancel at any time. It's $15 a month, but they're always doing 2-for-1 credit deals. You get 1 credit each month to pick any book. So it could be a $5 book, $15 book, or a $40 audio book. Those are the ones I always feel good about. Yeah, getting, like, if those of you who are Brandon Sanderson fans, his books are humongous, and they're minimum 24 hours of listening. And you can get, rather than paying $40, you pay $14.95, and bada boom, bada bing. And the Audible Plus catalog is all, if you're a member, so if you're paying the monthly fee, you get opened up to all these other audiobooks that are that are free, and classics and different ones. Like I got when we were doing Dracula, I did the Dracula novel. I got it. And then I'm trying to find right now, Vampire right now, that was before Dracula, that one of the listeners had told us that was very much a kind of, it was, how did we say it? It was a writing contest with Byron and Mary Shelley, and so that's kind of where it began, which is a very interesting story. But if you like romance, self-help, self-improvement, fiction, nonfiction, autobiographies, there are thousands and thousands of different titles to choose from, different genres that you can find, and there's Audible originals that are only on Audible too as well. So check that out, audibletrial.com/2geeks, 2WOGEEKS.
And hopefully coming soon is the Immortality Code.
The Mike's book, he's working on that, which is
working on the audio version of it,
which is pretty exciting. Angie says, I listen to Audible on my job while I deliver food. Yes.
Nice.
Yep. I know another guy who he works for Frito-Lay, and that's what he does. He listens to audiobooks as he's making his rounds and delivering chips and stuff. So it's pretty cool. All right, Mike, anything else?
With that said, please make sure and go and like and subscribe to us on Facebook, on Twitter, or X, whatever it's called now. I don't do as much on Twitter, but I am very active on Facebook. So go like us over there. I try to share funny memes or any informations about this show, such as when we go live. Speaking of going live, we go live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard. You do the time, you do the math on the rest. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook. Oh, and Twitch. I had to think Twitch, the fourth one. So if you see us on any of those platforms, please make sure and give us a nice thumbs up, a like, make a comment also, because if you make a comment, that helps the algorithm. At least that's what we're told. And we'd like to grow that audience. So with that said, you got anything else, Steven?
Nope, we're good.
All right. That said, please make sure and do not Steven skip this episode, because we are much more better than the rest. Cheers.
Ta-da. Cheers.
Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,
may the force be with you.